Hello guys, the day has come, the day that we are going to talk about the famous Olympus Mu 2, or as we know it as Stylus Epic in the North American market. It's a legendary 35mm film point-and-shoot camera that was introduced in the 1997, and it was available in black, champagne, and a few other less common colors for special editions. So, what's so special about this camera, and why does it cost so much for a small plastic point-and-shoot camera? Well, let's get to it and see. I've been shooting with this camera for a month now. I think I shot about 5 rolls with it. And I can tell you a bit about how this camera works. How does it feel like shooting with it? What does the images look like? I'm going to show some images that I've scanned from the films, from the rolls that I shot with it, and I hope you can make your own mind about this little camera, and if it's good or not for you. First of all, the way that you open this camera is by sliding this cover. It's called a clamshell. Immediately you will see the lens moving a bit. I will get closer so we can see the lens also. It's 35mm 2.8 lens. It's really nice coated. Up top you have the flash. You've got here a mark with all weather, because this camera has a rubber sealing, and it's weatherproof, actually splash resistant, let's say. You can use it in the rain. Up top you have the shutter button. On the back, the viewfinder, a little small LCD, and the 3 buttons, the flash modes, the timer, and the rewind button. The first thing that I noticed about this camera is when you take it in your hand, you realize how small and light it is. It weighs 135 grams without the battery. I think if you put the battery in, it weighs, in the film, it weighs 150 grams. So it's a very lightweight camera. The battery inside is a CR123 battery. You put it with the plus sign facing downwards. Here you can also see the rubber sealing that I was telling you about. It's also on the battery compartment. You have to be very careful with these battery doors. They tend to break really easy. Another common issue that I've experienced with this camera is this shutter button. It's got 2 stage presses, I think. So you press it once to focus, continue pressing to fire. But this is a piece of plastic that breaks really easy, and mine, it was the knob that was pressing down from the inside was broken, and I have to take it. I took this button out, and I made something up with the metal and put it inside, and then put the button. So, but it works now. It's it's fixable, I guess, these little things. But that is the problem, I guess, with all plastic point-and-shoot cameras that were made back then. They're not so good quality because they were cheap for consumers. Okay, let's see what this does. When you first open the camera and there's no film inside, you will get this E flashing, and I think it stands for empty, and that tells you to put some film inside. And also it shows you the battery level, which is full. So let's put some film inside. You slide this up, open it. It's very small inside, very clean. I will first show you. Let me take off switch off the flash first and show you how it. You see? So at first, it measures the distance to the subject, and when you half press the button, then you fully press the button, the lens extends and focuses and then fires. Okay, let's put the film. You have the DX coded contacts there. You put the film inside, you roll it. It's a very small place, it's a tight space. I'm really amazed that a roll of film fits inside. Okay, my test film sucks. Let's try this again. Merde. Well, maybe because of that. And we are set. Okay, let's talk about these buttons here. So the flash button, actually let's just open it. So we're in the first frame, and the flash is on auto. When you have the flash on auto, when you fire the shutter, the flash, depending on the light outside, will fire automatically. It will choose to fire according to the light outside. When you press it again, you have a little eye there. That is when your flash will do a pre-flash, so your iris will contract on your eyes, so you don't have the red eye. It's a bit stroboscopic there. Not too pleasant to the eye, but it works, I guess. The other mode is no flash, which is the mode that everybody prefers, I guess. And I hear all these complaints that why, oh why, when you close the camera, it will not remember the settings. Of course, it is. It would have been ideal to for the camera to remember it, but you have to know that this camera was sold for the average consumer. You know, the grandmas and grandpas of the late 90s that didn't care about these things, and they wanted the film to be properly exposed. And if they closed it and opened it again, and they would shoot it without a flash, and the photo would have come black. Well, I think maybe they wouldn't have sold 4 million of these little cameras. So that's a minor thing that you can always just press twice that button and you will have no flash, no problem. The other one is forced flash. Night shoot. pre-flash night shoot, and that's about it. We have a timer. Let's see what the timer looks like. Okay, so an LED appears, a red one, and then it flashes, and then your eyes will hurt. So that's the timer, and the other button is the rewind button that you have to press with something sharp, so you can reach it, not to press it by mistake. So this is one of the few cameras at this price range that is so small and has a 2.8 aperture and a very close focus distance. I was able to get a really nice bokeh with this little camera, which left me pretty impressed. I will tell you guys, I was very impressed of this lens, very impressed, and I had no issues whatsoever with focusing. I heard people talking about maybe missing focus from time to time. I've never had this issue, thank God. But I just have to say that I love this lens. I totally love it. Let me tell you more about this lens. If this interests you, its focus is from 35 centimeters to infinity. It has 4 elements in 4 groups, and it has spot metering. If you I forgot about spot metering, and the shutter speeds vary from 4 seconds, which you can do night photography or I don't know, and 1,000th of a second from f2.8 to f11. Now 1,000th of a second on this little thing, I think that's amazing, really amazing. The self-timer has a 20 seconds delay. I forgot to mention that. My camera won't focus anymore, I don't know why. At the end, it rewinds the film back in the case. The flash charges in 3.5 seconds, and it has a range of 4 meters at ISO 100. There's also a time date quartz model, but I don't have that. There's also this window here that lets you see the ISO of the film that you have in. It takes it's de-excoded, and it reads films from 50 ISO to 3200, which is also great. What else can I say about the waterproofing? I've never shot with it in the rain. It didn't rain in this period of time here, but I've seen one taken apart, and the ceiling is quite nice, so I believe it works. What else can I say about this camera is that the reason that I shoot with it is the size and the quality. Because comparison? Let's do a comparison between an SLR. So this is an SLR. It's the Pentax ME Super, and this is the Mu 2. So the difference is, you know, I was beginning not to shoot every day with the film because of the size of the camera. So finding out that this little camera is so small and I can fit it in my pocket, and so good quality, I was, yeah, man, let's let's do it. As you will see in the pictures, you can get really nice images with this camera. The single thing that I think it's not good made, it's the flash exposure, if I can say. It doesn't realize that it burns the image when you shoot it close. Like if you take portraits and you're too close, the face will be burned with the flash. So I don't know. I don't quite shoot flash, so well. Oh, the viewfinder. I forgot to say about the viewfinder. The viewfinder is small, really small, but you can manage. I mean, so what if it's small? You couldn't have a big viewfinder because the camera is too small. I shot with it about 5 or 6 rolls, and the battery is still full. So I think this little battery will take you will go for a long time. Yeah. The price. This little camera costs, if it's black, it costs 400 euros on eBay, and if it's silver, it costs 300. That's outrageous. I'm telling you. I know it's a good camera, but the price, I mean, I didn't pay that much for it because I found it here and it was much cheaper, and I had to fix this little button here. But I don't know, if you have the money and you want a really good point and shoot, go for it, no problemo. But I think the price is ridiculous for these cameras, and I really don't understand if Olympus and Canon and all Nikon and other manufacturers, if they see this rebirth of film photography, why don't they remake these? Just remake them and sell another 4 million of them in a week. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I got some photos taken with the Olympus Mu 2, and I was telling you about the quality of this lens. Here are some pictures that I took. The lens is very sharp. Oh, this is really interesting. A couple of shots that I took were taken in the studio. So I will show you the ones from the studio. This one is in the studio, and the flash fired the flash from the camera and triggered the flashes in the studio, and it was a bath of light and came out this beautiful photo. So it's a great camera for the studio. I don't know if you've ever considered it for a studio camera, but this little camera is great. This shot was taken also in the studio, but with a regular light on the other side of the studio. So the light came from above. Looks nice. This is without the flash. This is against the sun. Yeah, great colors. This is a close-up. I was trying to figure out what the bokeh looks like. I will show you another couple of them. I couldn't figure out the right color for them, so I just took them in black and white and edited them. This is what I try. I tried to focus on a pair of shoes to really see how the depth of field looks like on this camera and the autofocus background. To see the minimum focus distance, and I think it looks really nice, really. The reflections, good colors. This is where I shot, I recomposed. So I focused here with the center of the camera, and then I recomposed the image and tilted a bit. So yeah, it's really a useful camera. You can really use it. You can really use these photos. Also keep in mind that these rolls that I shot, they were all expired, so that's why they look a bit dirty and maybe the colors are not so accurate. But yeah, you can really get some good images from this camera. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. That was the review of the Olympus Mu 2, alias the Stylus Epic. I hope you guys liked it. I'm sorry it was a bit too long, but I think it was worth it for this gorgeous little camera. If you like these reviews, stay tuned because I will review more of these little point and shoots cameras. Ciao.